Hey man, this is Donnie Baker, the Bastard Maker. As you can see, I'm in Nashville. And the fact remains, I've always sort of had like a love-hate relationship with Music City. I swear to God, country music gives me road rage regular. I've never understood it. It's always about boots and hats and kicking up dust. Man, if I cared about hats and boots and kicking up dust, I'd just go back to working construction. Second and foremost, why does every country song have to have a message in it? I swear to God, it's like fortune cookies. There's always a message. And 2 bars in, I'm like, oh, is this going to be on the test? You ain't got to worry about that with Molly Hatchet or Leonard Skinner's. Hell, Give Me 3 Steps is as hard as it gets. But then country music surprised me. You know, their newest son is Jelly Roll. And he's anything close to country. First off, he's bigger than Blues Traveler. He gets on stage in a pair of Crocs, short pants, and FUBU shorts. He's all tatted up, got piercings. Looks like Post Malone busted a nut on his face. And yet he runs away with them CMT awards. I swear to God. But then today I go to this thing called Backstage. It's a Nashville writer show. All these writers writing about their new tapes and what inspired them. And this one chick, fire-ass hot, named Abby Anderson. She's going to open for Stevie Nicks. She's got a tape called Make Him Wait. Make Him Wait. It's basically, you know, make him wait about not putting out too soon. Make him wait. Give him a stiff arm. Keep him at third base. Just dry hump forever. Make him wait. Make him wait. One part was, make him wait. A boy will run, but a man will stay. Make him wait. It's the last thing we need in this woke world. Make him wait. Oh, then she goes on to say, I'll come by way of Texas, and I grew up with 7 brothers and sisters. Make him wait. Well, apparently that song wasn't about your mother. I swear to God. 7 brothers and sisters? Sounds to me like she never even had a period. Make him wait? Yeah, make him wait till they stitch her back up again. State law. God, my bangs look good. Tell Angel Scanners, I'll go down on her. It'll be like her pussy scanning a barcode. I swear to God that's true. Fire-ass hot. Everybody's so sensitive, arguing like, oh, don't say that. You'll get canceled. Oh, don't say that. You'll mess up the hog roast. You're like, I swear to God. Like, we're still a country, but we've never been more divided. I can feel us pulling apart. We're like, can you sense it? Like, we're still a country, but it's like there's certain things you can't say. Like, we're still, how do I say it? We're like bow-legged lesbians trying to scissor. We're so close to... Lift your leg. You just unplugged the heating pad, Terry.
Indianapolis native and radio personality Ron Sexton has died. Sexton is best known to listeners of The Bob and Tom Show as Donnie Baker. Sexton's family announced his death on Facebook, saying he passed away Friday. We know he died while touring with his comedy stand-up show. A cause of death has not been announced, and so far, no words on any memorial plans. We'll keep you updated.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
You got the touch.
This is the kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Not ramping down. Just getting started. Nothing stops this train. Who are you?
Oh, you better be joking.
Good morning.
Greetings. How you doing this morning, buddy?
Penises. I'm doing good. How you doing?
What did you say?
You said greetings. I said we come in penises.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
I'm sorry.
needs a little work. Starting out on a sad note this morning. Very sad.
We did. That's why I got a joke.
Well, your joke sucked. Donnie was a lot better and a lot funnier.
Was a lot better.
So,
I seen him twice, and I've never seen any big name stand up comedians other than him. Everybody else I've seen, open micers and stuff like that.
Right.
And a lot of them funny. I seen him twice at Comedy Off Broadway, and for I don't know how many years, me and a couple of my friends, especially my friend Mandy, instead of saying something happened circa 1997, we always say something happened circus 1990, because that's what Donnie
says.
I saw him twice, and he was excellent.
I saw him once here in my hometown, and our friend Eli was his opening act.
Did Eli open for him that night?
Yes, he opened for
That
him.
is awesome.
He did actually 2 days because he was sold out, and I was at the second night. And Eli did, he opened up both nights. And that's where I didn't get to go up and talk to Eli then, but I remember, thinking this guy's hilarious. So
Eli's good.
Then, that I was blessed to get to know him as a friend.
Yeah.
So
but he's the reason me and you know each other, really.
Exactly. Even though we grew up not that far from each other.
But I was a delinquent. And even though I look 10 years older than you, I'm a couple years younger than you.
Yes. Well, I didn't want to say anything, but you actually look 12 years older than me.
I do. So, it's sad. I don't have a hat on today. You can see the gray.
I want to welcome all the viewers on Static and Noise. Welcome to Here to Chew Bubblegum. This is a podcast that started in October 2020 during the, stuff. And it actually started, I had listened to Art Bell's last show that he did before he passed away. And then I got the, thing that should not be named because they censored all that BS and was sequestered, I guess you could say, or removed from society for about 10 days. And thought, hey, it'd be cool to do a podcast. So I had no clue what I was doing. And I did like the first episode about a week before I got the, thing. So
Goat Fever.
Hey, that's a good name for it. Yeah. But welcome, you guys. We're going to be talking about, we talk about a lot of stuff, but our main topic today will be police impersonator Jeremy DeWitt. I have a lot of videos because Justin has never heard of him.
And I purposely stayed away from it all week because we had talked about it. Hey. I wanted to Google it, and you was like, you've never, I'm like, no, I haven't. So you're going to get fresh reaction from me. I've never heard of it.
Okay. I want to welcome some people in. We got John Eagle. Welcome this morning, John. We always, the lovely show producer, Lucy. We could not do it without her. She does a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and we really appreciate her for that. Did you ever get to see Donnie Baker in person, John? Let's see. We also have Douglas Fox. Welcome, Douglas. Glad to have you here. Mr. Bolin Cox, the legend himself.
Now, John Eagle, that's the same place I found Bob and Tom. I'm not a John Boy and Billy guy. I'm a Bob and Tom guy. I'm not a Howard Stern guy. I'm an Opie and Anthony guy. But now I'll say this: I do like. I just said their names. Anyway, I did like the other show, but Bob and Tom. John Boy and Billy. It was pretty good, but I thought Bob and Tom was better. Now, if you go back, John Eagle may have listened to this longer than me. I've heard that. The guy that was Bob, that was Donnie Baker, Ron Sexton.
Yeah.
The original Donnie Baker, that was Bob or Tom one. And then when they just they were doing too many voices and they brought him in to do it. And I don't know if that's true or not.
He was actually a salesperson, I think, too, at like their home-based radio stations. How he became involved. Or maybe he did sports. I can't remember. It was one or the other. See, but he did a lot of characters on the Bob and Tom show.
Yeah. I had told my wife, I was like, look, this, he's wearing a wig and this is not his real voice. And the first time we went and seen him, we took a picture with him and he never broke character.
Right.
And now I posted both of them the other day. That second time we went and we took the picture with him, when he was talking to us, he broke character, and it's definitely a very different voice. But, I showed her a picture yesterday of him. It was the one that popped up in the video because it was on his Facebook page, his official site, of him and his family, and if you take his real voice in that, like, he was a chameleon. Like, you wouldn't think a wig and a voice would do that much different. That was like two completely different people.
State law. So,
state law.
Good morning to T. Dameron. Welcome in. Snarks and Sass. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Ken Harrison. Thank you very much. Good morning to you. Let's see. Going on down through here, I'm a little bit behind on some of the comments. We have, you want to read that one there? Justin, who that is. And thank you very much for tuning in this morning. Let's see. Missy, hey, welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in. We have Mustard Squirrel. Good morning. Thank you very much. And we, let's see, John commented here on Bob and Tom. I'm getting to that. And we have a lot of new people watching us, and these are great guys. They're dedicated fan base to some of my favorite YouTube creators that I made a commercial for earlier in the week, just to give them a plug. And I mean, you'll be entertained. You can go check that out on I think it's on both the Static and Noise YouTube and my TikTok page. I started listening to Bob and Tom in 95 when I still worked in radio, and I was driving from the area that we worked at. Justin, the guy that owned the station, still owns it, owned a station in Corbin, Kentucky. And I would drive every morning from where we lived at to Corbin to work at that station. And when I got to around London, Kentucky, you could pick up 98.1 The Bull. Or it wasn't The Bull, it was something else back then. But that's where I discovered Bob and Tom. And sometimes I would purposely just park beside the road and listen to them for a few hours.
Because it was hard to get them.
Yeah. And, I would get to work and they would be like, what took you so long? I'm like, well, I had to stop and see a client, because I sold ads, So, I mean, sometimes I took naps. Sometimes I listened to Bob and Tom. So, but I mean, hell, I was 19 years old. So,
I listened to them up until I got XM the first time. And then I really not listened to, and I don't even own XM, haven't owned XM in years, but most of the time I'd listen to music. And then if I didn't have music, I'd want talk radio. So I listened to them up to XM. And then once XM, I started on Opie and Anthony. And then, now I do podcasts and music. That's about it.
I never got into Opie and Anthony. I never really cared too much for them.
To me,
I always thought something was off with them.
To me, all podcasting, to the way that like we do it and the way like Rogan does it, comes from Opie and Anthony.
Really?
It's the funniest show I think I've ever heard in my life. I really, it's when you hear comedians talk about it all the time, it was the best show for a comedian. Like, as far as an interview show, it wasn't come on, you have so much time to present this. It's come in and just hang out and enjoy. And I think Jim Norton is probably mentally the quickest human being, comedic wise, I've ever heard in my life. Now, after I never was an Opie fan, but after he left and then all that, it kind of blew up, but I really, really loved that show. That's one thing. If you could bring anything back radio wise, I would like to have that back.
I never listened to it. I always, Bubba the Love Sponge had a problem with him, and I listened to him years ago. I mean, like early 2000s on his, I guess, website, and because I paid like I think $1.
I know who he was, but I've never heard. Other than the Hogan tape, I don't like it, but I know who he was. Like, I know he was.
Well, he kind of shot himself in the foot with that one. So
yeah, he was huge in Florida, though. Wasn't he?
Well, he still is, but he also drives Uber or DoorDash, or maybe both.
Well, now that's where
he kind of had to fall from grace.
That's where Ron and Fez came from. Was from Florida. I mean, where they got big at was in Florida.
Well, that's where Jeremy DeWitt. John Eagle was actually watching Jeremy DeWitt on World War Police Channel yesterday. He's a nut job. He is, and he's from Florida.
Now, if you've never listened to Ron Bennington, especially his interviews and stuff, probably the greatest, interviewer I think I've ever heard in my life. He's a good stand-up comic. He doesn't do it as much, but I loved Ron and Fez. I love the Bennington show. Like, I would still listen to that if I had XM. It's probably the only talk show I would still listen to if I had XM.
Well, hey, there you go. Missy, thank you again very much. Goose, I enjoyed you being the neighbor on 12 Points live stream the other night. And me and Justin was talking about that a little bit backstage. That was a lot of fun. I was the neighbor. I was Patty. I was the fly. I was myself. I was also a cat, but I only got a few meows in before he booted me out of that. So now John Boy and Billy are they're okay. They're a little bit like restrictive because I was in a movie with Tim actually in the same scene with Tim Wilson. Do you remember him?
Mm-hmm, very well.
The movie's Mountain Mafia is the name of the movie, and I was in a scene with him where he's playing poker and stuff. And during the breaks, we talked about when he was on Brett Butler's TV show, and I asked him, "Do you like to go on John Boy and Billy or Bob and Tom?" He's like Bob and Tom because they don't restrict me like John Boy and Billy does.
I can see that.
But I was a huge fan of Rayford on John Boy and Billy.
I liked Robert D. It's hard not to.
Yeah. Do you know he passed away?
Yes.
So,
well, actually, I was told that he passed away, and then I was told it was a misunderstanding.
Oh no!
And then I looked it up, and like there was another, and I don't even know that was the first name of something. There's this other dude that was somewhat famous as a journalist, and I guess people had them mixed up. And
you're talking about Paul Harvey?
No, the last name was the same, but the first name might have been different. And the one guy had died, and it had been contributed to the other. And then by the time people realized that there was some confusion, the other one had died. So Robert D. Rayford had been reported dead because of this guy or vice versa. And then by the time people realized that we got them confused, they both had died. They were both pretty old, and, because Robert D. Rayford had been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah, Bob and Tom originated from Indianapolis. They, I think they were on the air 10 years before they got nationally syndicated. If anyone listening has never been to the KFC, the original KFC in Corbin, Kentucky, I highly recommend that because it's kind of a, they got like a little museum part and got, I think, I don't know. I can't remember if it was a replica or one of the actual hotel rooms, like built around. It would have to be a replica. But I got one of those as well, and it is like cool looking at it.
I'd like to go see. The Colonel was a gangster. He was in a shootout with his competition, who I think his competition shot somebody. It was the Colonel and the two guys from the oil company. And the Colonel had bought and put up this big billboard, and he's having it out with this other guy that owns this other gas station. And the other guy shows up, starts shooting. He shoots one of the gas and oil men that are with the Colonel. The Colonel takes his gun from that guy and wounds the guy that had shot at him. And then that guy that shot at him's only one done time. He done some time. That's what gives the Colonel his stronghold and let him kind of take over there. It's a wild story.
All right. Now think about this too. He only lost his run for senator by it was like less than 200 votes. What would have happened if he would have got that? You probably never would have had KFC.
Possibly, because really it was a desperation thing.
Now,
he had a gas station that had some free space there, and so he didn't have to pay rent. And he started cooking, making food.
Little Seeper, thank you very much. Definitely appreciate you coming on this morning. Definitely appreciate you. Let's see. Let's go down to. Did you see the Family Guy bit where Peter flies to Kentucky and goes to KFC and he's like, "I come to see the Colonel," and the guy behind the counter, the character goes, "He dead," and he's like, "What are you talking about? I want to see the Colonel." "I told you he'd be dead." Have you ever saw that?
No.
Yeah. Oh man, you are missing out. And that gave me an idea. Justin, and I'll go ahead and tell this one on him. He did not have any ideas for prank calls this morning. And I told him that, hey, we would call my mom, but maybe we could call a KFC and you could be like, yeah, I need to speak to the Colonel.
I can do that.
So let's get through some more of these really quick. Again, I thank everyone very much for joining us this morning. We've only been doing live streams. How many shows is this we've been doing live streams?
I don't know. It's not. Is it 6?
It might not be that many.
It's
I
6.
would say that this is the first one that started out and went off without a hitch, but I don't want to jinx us. So,
so far.
Hey, Little Leg Day, appreciate you, brother. So, yeah, you know. Let's see here. Let me get through some more of these really quick. Put these up again. You know, I want to thank everyone for coming in and hanging out with us this morning. Somebody commented that we should be in Sunday school when I put the little thing up for us the other day. So,
I got kicked out of Sunday school as a kid, so I definitely don't need to be in Sunday school.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Distiller. I'm doing great this morning. And everyone, this is Justin on the other end there. So we'll go ahead and we have this is something you guys will enjoy. If you saw the little, I guess, what was it I put together? What would you call that?
Tribute to Donnie Bear?
No, the little thing on
a little teaser reel.
Yeah, a little teaser reel. We have a little thing that we started that is called
Sappy
Unhappy. So basically what it is people have, wrote in before and they tell us a sad movie or TV show that really changed them emotionally and made them sad. And we read that and then we do something. So the person that sent one in this morning did not really give a name. So we're going to get started with a sappy, unhappy moment, which will be read by Justin. So Justin, whenever you're ready, brother.
Sometimes it takes me a minute to get it up early in the morning.
That's what she said.
Sappy unhappy from mysterious person. And again, like if you just forgot to put your name on, email us and we'll give you credit next week. Dear Goose and Justin, I hope this finds you both well. I'm writing to share a personal story about how a television show had a profound effect on me recently. I have to admit it was a rather somber moment. I recently watched an old TV series that brought back memories from my childhood. It was a show that emphasized kindness and simple gratefulness for the people in our lives. Watching the show stirred up a lot of emotions in me as it reminded me of how much of a blessing it is to have family and friends in our lives. I was overcome with deep sadness at how easy it is to forget the little things. It was a reminder to take the time to appreciate all of those who have been with us throughout our lives. As teary-eyed as I was during the last few minutes of the show, I'm grateful that I had the reminder. Thank you for allowing me to share this sappy, unhappy moment with you both.
Life is a highway.
It's a new version.
No, that's actually the same version.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I couldn't find the other version. But that was our sappy, unhappy moment for the week. Basically,
thank you for that.
You write in with an emotional, like I said, TV show, movie that was very sad for you. We read it, and then we shit on it until you get a life, right? That life's a highway. Is that a good way to describe that?
Yeah, suck it up, Buttercup. My mom don't even like me. I'm not worried about how close you are with your family.
Well, that is
I don't know. My mom don't like me. I don't know.
We will be, people watching, we will be dropping the link here momentarily in just a few moments. So if you want to come on, you will get a chance to come on with us. you want to do some listener email, and we'll give Mother Goose a call?
That sounds good to me.
All right, let's see. This guy, I don't think he'd ever wrote in before, but I got the longest one this week. So
You've got the longest one ever.
I see. You know, you can put something there, but you didn't. So
I knew you.
this is from Dr. X. Greetings, Goose. I hope this finds you well. I'm writing to ask your thoughts on the Cameo app. The app lets users book personal videos from their favorite celebrities. I'd love to hear your opinion on this idea and what it could mean for the entertainment industry. Also, do you think the platform would help emerging celebrities gain more exposure, or is it only beneficial to existing stars? I've been a listener for almost a year, and this is the first time that I've written in. Roswell, and until next time, Dr. X. Dr. X, I have heard of Cameo. I like it. I got my daughter a Cameo with the lead singer from Three Doors Down a few years ago. I got a Cameo sent to me from Larry Cox, who played John in the old TV show Chips. And I think that I sent my wife a Cameo from the, is it the Redneck Ginger? The guy that does,
It's funny.
So now,
Go ahead.
No, please.
My son for years back, it's probably been 8 years now. But when he was, it's not been on, probably 6. When he was younger, he loved the guy that done all the cartoons from Nickelodeon at that time when he was younger. Can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but he was on Cameo, so we would get cameos for them. And then I listened to a podcast called Time Suck with Dan Cummins, and he's got a Michael McDonald one at the beginning. I'm pretty sure he got that from Cameo. And then I actually, before I quit doing Retro Cult, had 2 or 3 old 80s actors that was on there that I was going to try to use as intros to the show, because you can do that. You can say, you can pay them for the Cameo and they'll say, hey, thanks for listening to Retro Cult or whatever. So to me, it's an awesome app. I think it's really cool. It's just kind of pricey because I wanted Ric Flair so bad, and it was ridiculously expensive. Like, it was to the point that it wasn't worthwhile.
How much was Ric Flair?
I want to say Rick was $500 at that time.
Shit.
And something like there was somebody on there that it wasn't Tyson, but it was some athlete, somebody like that was like $1,000. One of the boxers, one of the other boxers, maybe Mayweather or somebody, it was like $1,000. And that wasn't the most expensive one. Some of them get up there $4 or $5 a piece. But a lot of the guys that think they're more popular, they're closer to probably like $5,000. And then the people that are really, some of them didn't even know who they were like $400 and $500. But I noticed a lot of influencers and YouTube people were getting, $100 a pop. That's not bad.
So, like $5,000 for a Cameo, that is ridiculous.
Yeah. And I don't know that was the most expensive. That's just the most expensive I had seen. And that was I believe that was a boxer.
Really?
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, as far as the entertainment industry, I think it's dead. I mean, honestly, is the strike still going on? The writer's strike and actor's strike? I don't even know.
I watched that that Red Door movie, that new horror movie.
Yeah.
I assumed they were striking during that because it was horrible.
Yeah, you fell asleep during that. So.
Yeah, so I assumed they were.
And the thing I talked about earlier, I think that really hit theaters really hard. And drive-ins had just a little bit of a comeback then, which I thought was cool. But as far as these big celebrities, I really don't think that. They're still there, but like the biggest, music artist to me in today's time, I'm going to say Madonna. Now, she was on the level of Michael Jackson as far as the status, is what I'm talking about. As actors, I would have to say, Schwarzenegger is probably the only one that might be in that status today.
I If he hadn't had a little bit of a meltdown, I really believe that Will Smith was on his way to that, because he had and it's odd for what he done. Like, I think big celebrities, movie wise, are still, like you said, they're still there, but it's people kind of more from the past.
Right.
But I'm like you. I think you're seeing a lot more independent, smaller actors going forward in these movies, and it's not as much of like the old school thing of this one group of big actors is all you see. You know what I mean? Like, they're not dominant in the movies.
Well, and Snark and Sass says plenty of talent here on the tubes. I'd make a video for $20. And I watch more YouTube and TikTok than I do TV shows. The only TV show that I follow now, it's on streaming service, and I actually have the shirt on for it this morning, Cobra Kai. So that is really the only one that I am vested in that I watch. Now the boys on what? Okay, you got your little hand. Okay, sorry about that. Do you ever like rub your head or pick your nose with your little hand?
Look, let's not make fun of the size of my hands. I can't help that. I've got really big hands. Okay. That's ridiculous. I agree. Like, I do think YouTube shows and stuff also are making a lot bigger impact. You know what I mean? And that type of entertainment is much more appealing to younger people. I was never a TV guy. Like, I've always been a movie person, and I'm always going to be but that's relative to my age. I think, like, I'm always going to be more into that, but I can see that my son, like, he likes to go watch movies occasionally, but he is much more into internet personalities and YouTube people than he is into a movie. It's not as big a thing for him like it was for us when we were younger. Now, TV wise, X-Files, I never missed an episode back when you actually had to catch them, because you couldn't, they didn't stream anywhere. And then Lost, I got into years and years after it was big. And then I kind of got into The Walking Dead until they just kept doing the same storyline over and over.
Now, Lost, I don't know if I've asked you this before. Did it happen, or was it all like a dream or whatever?
Dude, I don't know. Is it purgatory? Is it heaven? Is it like, it's one of those things, like, there was so much crappy writing there towards the end of it, because they might try to make it too long. If you look at British TV, 2-3 seasons, that's all you get, and they're done, and they don't overdo it. So to me, they just overdid that show. But now if they come back with a movie that was like a good origin story plus what happened after, I'd be 110% into it.
Well, okay. You want to go ahead and read Obi's email? And
let me
we'll drop the link after you read that.
Obi, the Obi of the Strange. Goose and Justin, hello, this is Obi. I'm writing seeking an answer to a question about the bunker. I reside in Africa, and I am planning a holiday to America soon. When on holiday, is there any way I can visit the bunker? I listen to every episode and long to see it in person. I'd be willing to travel there, as my holiday will take me to your country. Please know I will not be in way. Roswell, Obi.
Well, hey,
come on down.
Yeah, definitely. I want to thank everyone for taking time to send us an email. We get, we used to read like tons of email, and we've got it down to 2 a week, but we do read every single one. They just may not be, read on the show. Let me check. Well, that is true. Let me check something really quick before. And we don't have a lot of sucky emails. Why did I agree with you here? You got me distracted, and I'm trying to check something here because I thought somebody had popped in that, we don't want any porn bombs and stuff like that on the stream this morning. So, let's see. Is this streaming on a second channel? This stream right here is on Here to Chew Bubblegum. It's on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and as of now, those are the ones that it's on every single Sunday, and it's on the Static and Noise one right now as well. So good morning, Alan. Thank you very much for joining us. We definitely appreciate that. Here we are. We just dropped the link. So, if you want to come up, we will let you come up and, you can ask anything, talk about anything, get anything off your chest if you want to. And while we're doing that, I will go ahead and so you want to talk to Mother Goose, right, Justin?
Yes, I do.
So
Mother Goose.
Again, this is my mom. We're calling her from the Static and Noise number. I don't think that I have ever done this before from the Static and Noise number. So, and she may not even answer this number. I think that's her number. Let's see. Oh, should be. It might. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her number.
Hello?
Yes, is this Eleanor Crafts?
To what?
Is this Eleanor Crafts?
No.
You all not the people that make the little coffee mugs? I'm so sorry.
Racine, this is God. Good morning. Why aren't you in church, Racine?
David.
Is that
This
on your
is
side?
not David. This is not David at all. What? What did you say to me? Hello? Did we wake you up?
Everything's okay, Jay.
Did we wake you up?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Well, good. You shouldn't be asleep at 10 o'clock in the morning anyway. So
Oh, be quiet.
that was Justin you were talking to.
I didn't want to do this, Mother Goose.
No, Justin is the one, and we're live online. The podcast audio version will be dropping at 4 on all major streaming platforms. People is like, yeah, I want to call Mother Goose. We need to call her at least once a month.
Yeah, we miss you when we don't get to talk to you.
Well, good.
I think you're the number one part of the show at this point. I think people just listen to see if we'll call.
Oh.
Now,
I was thinking about cutting David out.
How did your thanks, man. You just gave away the name that I go by.
She said it 3 times.
Oh, really? Well, see, I couldn't hear.
She's your mom. Yeah, you can say
it makes no difference. It makes no difference.
Randall's your real name.
Randall, yeah. So the last time we talked to you, you had a really bad backed up constipation problem. Did you get that lined out?
No.
Oh my gosh, really?
No.
Well, so
Dr. Krager had a method we hadn't told her about yet.
Yeah, you can go ahead and tell her about it.
But I'm not. That's more a private thing that you should share with your mother, not me.
Hey. I will share what listener of the show, Sean, said you should do. He said you should eat some plantain. You know what that is, right?
Yes.
So he said that would help you a whole lot.
Now,
and Mr. Bolin Cox says, ask her if she knows whose Coke was in the West Wing. Do you know whose Coke that was? Cocaine?
No, I don't.
What about prune juice? Have you tried prune juice?
Now, I've heard if you get on heroin for about a month and then just come straight off, just a hard detox off, that you'll crap yourself to death.
I would just bring you Taco Bell, Mom. It will be cheaper.
That's true. I don't know if it's cheap.
Oh, you ate Taco Bell yesterday?
Yeah.
What did you eat?
You're a couple hours from being right as rain.
I ate a beef burrito.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What else?
That was it.
Okay.
How much you got to eat, Goose? I mean,
she don't eat a whole lot. I mean, she's just like what? You're like what, Mom? 5'1", 5'2"?
No, I'm 5 foot.
Oh, okay. All right. And my dad was 4'11", so I feel blessed to be 5'8". So.
Yeah. You good?
Let's see. Someone posted, said, do like I used to. My kids, when they were babies, slip a silver of soap in their butt and hold it there for a minute. Have you tried that?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe you should try that.
So that guy in jail was just trying to help me out. Like, he wasn't okay. I thought that
No.
Yeah, okay.
Did you know Justin's been in jail?
No.
He molested a dog.
Somebody you know very well arrested me. I can't help it. Listen, me and that was completely and totally consensual. Totally consensual.
What do you think about that?
Love that dog.
What do you think about that?
I think it's gross.
Do you really?
Mama Goose, I thought that me and you were close. Listen, it wasn't really a dog. She was just ugly.
Oh my gosh.
It's the truth. Yeah.
Hey, do not talk about my Aunt Jessica that way. Yeah.
That's awful. Mama Goose,
Justin also has a set of little hands he's playing with. Like
your son's made fun of the size of my hands all morning. I have small hands.
Oh, do you?
I have very small hands. That's why I play a small drum set, because I have small hands.
Blue Eye says you get the runs from Taco Bell from all the people going to the bathroom and not washing their hands. What do you think about that?
Well, I guess
that's probably true, because
yeah. Hey, Mom, hold on really quick. Hold on just for a second. Hey, I've got her on mute. Can you hear me okay? Everybody hear me? Okay. A few years ago, we took her to the beach for the first time. First time she'd ever been. We ate at a restaurant called Fuddruckers. I'm going to see if I can get her to agree that it was Fudge Packers. So, yeah. Hey, Mom, I'm back. Somebody messaged, they've got signs in Florida, don't molest the alligator. And that got me thinking, do you remember, and that was Snarkin' Sass that made that comment. Do you remember a few years ago when we took you to the beach for the first time and we went to a restaurant where, the youngest one ate alligator meat? Do you actually remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
yes, I do.
Was that your first time ever eating at Fudge Packers?
Yes, it was.
Now, did you like Fudge Packers? Was it a good restaurant?
Yes.
What was your favorite part about Fudge Packers?
The fish.
Okay. Now,
it was always a process.
Now, Justin does not believe that it was that good of a place to eat at. Will you please just tell Justin and say, Justin, Fudge Packers is a great place to eat at?
Justin, Fudge Packers is a great place to eat at.
I've never ate there. I've been there. I've been part of the process. I've been the packee, but I've never been the packer, and that might make the difference. But I will take your advice, and I will try Fudge Packing this weekend, or Fudge Packers this weekend. Thank you very much. I believe you. I don't believe Goose sometimes, but I believe you. I know Goose has been fudge packing a lot.
No.
I never understand. Like, sometimes he'll be like, oh, yeah, try this. It's great. And then I'll try it. And I'm like, oh, God, that hurt, So it's different with Goose.
Yeah. And let me tell you, when you said you was going to put me on hold, I heard every word you said.
Well, I know that you did, because I was just going to see if you'd go along with it. And that's one of the reasons that I love you very much.
Oh, is that?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
I just love you because you're awesome.
Did you see the post on my Facebook?
She found a picture of some guy that works for a plumbing company that's got, like, underneath the window of the van, has got him, like, sitting on a toilet taking a shit. And she tagged me in that, and she's like, here's my son. So,
she's proud of your accomplishments.
She definitely is. Well, she told me the last time when we had her on the show and she had a little constipation problem, she's like, I've shit it. Now I got to get it. And I'm like, well, Mom, it will be fine. Everything will come out in the wash. right?
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
Mom?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, what are you going? What's your plans for today?
I'm going to drink me a good old hot cup of coffee.
Now, what brand of coffee do you drink?
Early times.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Okay. Is that like an actual brand?
Yeah, you can get it. Yeah, at Walmart.
I did not know that. So,
Really?
I did not know that. Now, why do
If
you
you got-
prefer that over Folgers?
Because it tastes like McDonald's coffee.
And
Okay.
it hides the early time smell more.
Well, now Mom used to
And
be a heavy drinker, you know, then she got into smoking weed and, you know,
The crack. I remember
well,
crack.
the school system that she worked for didn't like that too good. So they had to,
Yeah.
you know,
And I've got some oceanfront property to
Mhm.
sell, Dave.
well, you
Yeah.
did the video you sent me the other day of the ocean running by in your yard and so forth. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you
But you
definitely did.
I don't do
So.
stuff like that.
What?
I said I don't do stuff like
Well, you're not sweet and innocent, Mom. I mean, because you've got me and you have another son. So we know that you're obviously a sex addict.
No, maybe not. Maybe she was allergic to it. If it swelled her up both times, she may have quit.
Oh my gosh, Justin,
what
that
my
is
wife-
TMI. That is TMI.
I'm just saying.
Mom, I apologize for Justin.
What is that?
What? What did you say? What?
Can I hold on just a second?
Okay. Now she's talking to my stepdad in the background there.
She's like, why is my son such a disappointment? And who's this doofus that he has with him? Because you know she don't remember.
Okay, welcome
I'm
back.
back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So, now, what were you getting ready to say before you hold on there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Say.
I just said, you know, I don't do drugs.
No, you don't anymore.
Not
I mean,
anymore.
you've overcome them. I am so proud of you. So proud of you.
That's a big accomplishment.
It is a very big accomplishment. You know, I mean, she was the one that told me, she's like, David, you can, and I said my name, but you know, she's like, did you know that this stuff grows out of the ground and you can smoke it? And I'm like, no, I didn't know that, Mom. I'm like, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're the one that sold me the drugs.
No, I did not. I gave them to you. There is a difference.
Yeah,
You
nobody's
cannot be
gonna
charged
their own
if you
mom.
give them to someone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, you did not.
So,
You think you
you
could
know,
be my mom
I do
too?
have your, I'm sorry, Justin, what did you say?
I was asking Mama Goose if she thought she could be my mom too.
Yes.
Because my dad said that my mom just never came back. Like, you know, knocked him up and left.
Hey,
So
we
I
have
don't-
a good friend of mine, Rich Newbuck. He just replied, what the heck did I walk into? Rich, this is Mother Goose. This is my mom. We
Maybe.
usually call her,
The DNA
you know,
test is not in yet.
what's that?
I said the DNA test has not come back yet. We don't know. She's
Okay.
definitely probably my mom.
Yes.
Yes. See, she
And
agreed.
for the record, I do
She's
not. I
fine.
have never taken drugs.
No, she's not never taken drugs. But before she leaves, I want to play her favorite song that I've played before. I played this in the car, taking her to the doctor once, had her convinced that I'd wrote this and got somebody to sing it. Come on, Mom, sing it. Sing along with us this morning. Come on. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Come on, Mom, sing it.
Oh, you're
Come on. Oh, no.
full of it.
What? Lights out. But
You are.
she loves that song so much,
I've heard
Justin.
her sing it a lot.
Every time she gets in my car and I have to take her to the doctor's appointment or something, she's like, play that bitch song. I'm like, okay, if you want to hear it, Mom.
She's got a beautiful voice. She does.
But you have a great day. I love you. Thank you very much for talking to us this morning.
Too.
Drink your coffee. I hope that you shit good after that. So
thank you for tolerating us.
Okay.
have a good day, Mom. I love you.
I love you too.
All right. Bye
And I
bye.
love
I love you too.
Oh,
Mom.
and Justin is waving at you with his little doll hand.
I'm probably the favorite kid now.
Probably. So I'll talk to you later. Hey, Mom, and remember that if it's brown, flush it down. If it's yellow, then it's mellow. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Love you.
All right. Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
And again, that was Mother Goose, and she cracks me up. And I know, we've got a lot of new people in here, and Rich was like, let me go back up to this comment. He's like, what the heck did I walk into? Now, my grandfather is almost 90. And I don't go as hardcore after him, but if I do not joke and cut up with my mom or my grandfather and I call and talk to them, they immediately call me back 20 times. Are you okay? Something wrong with you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I was just in a hurry. I didn't, really have a lot of time to talk. No, something's wrong with you. And I'll get the third degree from both of them. So if I don't aggravate them or joke with them, they think something's wrong with me. And
there's something wrong with you. I can attest to that, but it's what I love about you. So I don't.
I think we'll have to call your mom sometime, Justin.
I told you my mom doesn't like me, so we're not calling my mom. I can tell you that right now.
Yes,
she loves me. I think that's a you have to do that as a parent.
Right.
Not only she likes me.
Yes, Snarking Saps, that is me. Missy says hello to Rich. Let's see. Let me go on down here. Missing some people here this morning. Trying to. Ubane coffee is the best. I guess I said that right. So didn't I?
I don't know. You ban anything and it's a bad thing.
Well,
they're probably not from Eastern Kentucky. So we can't. We got to say things phonetically, and you got to spell them phonetically. So they mean different stuff here.
Oh, that was a talk with Mother Goose. Are you good to go on, Justin? And we'll get started talking about, and I dropped the link. If anybody wants to join us, please come up, or you can actually give us a call at this number and we can put you on. Let me put this number out. I guess I could have put the email thing out, but I'll just be more harder and do it this way. So,
I do need to take.
I should have popped up. Okay. Well,
you see if anybody calls in, and I'll be straight back.
Okay. Well, you just go ahead and take a little break there, Justin. And,
Lucy, get ready. It's a different pair of pajama pants today, so you can relay to bowling.
Are you really wearing pajama pants today?
Yeah, I'm not in Bunker Studio. I'm in this crapo, so I get to wear pajama pants. I'll be back.
What do you mean this crapo, dude? That looks. That's a good setup.
It looks like a 12-year-old child from 1985 lives here. So it looks like.
No, that is your son's room, right? So you can see Justin. See, no, I could have removed him like this, and we wouldn't have saw his pajamas. Now she does. She gets on to me, but we have a lot of fun. And I embarrass her to death. Like the last time I took her to the doctor in Lexington. No, brother, I don't think that she is. If she is, I've not saw her unless I don't think that she is, Rich. But the last time I took my mom to the doctor in Lexington, we stopped and ate. And when the waitress come up, was taking her order, I'm like, get her anything that she wants to. This is her first day out of prison. She's got out of prison, and my mom's face turned blood red. She's like, no, I'm not, and she got really embarrassed. So, but I love aggravating her, love my mom. I'm very blessed to still have her. She keeps me in stitches. Thank you very much, brother. I am glad that you glad that you like that. Well, that is pretty cool. Was that in the Corbin area, John, that he did that? And again, there's the number. If you want to call in, please feel free. We will put you on the show. I may drop the link again, and a little bit behind on comments, but we'll see. Well, okay. How long have you been sitting there?
I haven't been here in a while.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I was sorry, buddy. Hey, you can't call in, man. We're not putting you, you're not going to get, you're no, that don't work. That don't work. So how long had you been sitting there?
I don't know, a couple minutes.
Okay. See, I didn't even see you. So I was throwing some of these up. So I was throwing some of these up. Yeah, definitely, Rich. Hey man, if you want to come on, please feel free. So
I was actually only born in 82. Snark.
He's not gone to bed yet. Wow.
I just look old.
Yeah, brother. Well, if you go to bed now, you have a good night day, get plenty of rest and all that good stuff. Like I said, let me drop the link one more time before we start the Jeremy DeWitt videos, because Justin has never saw him before.
I don't know this dude.
And and you purposely stayed away, right?
Yeah. I promise I have not looked at the first thing from him because
okay.
I wanted to experience it first here.
Okay. All right. Well, let me bring this video up. Let's see. Wait 1 second. We had a comment here from Rich. We'll get on here. You too, sir. You too. I will talk to you after a while there, or text me when you wake up, and you have a good day. So, let's see. Got to get this one here. Claire from the UK. Your mom, she's awesome. I mean, she really is. She was a little bit strict growing up. I mean, because we lived in hell, we lived around family, first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, but when Adam Walsh went missing that summer, or, for like 2 or 3 months after, I could not go outside and play or anything because she kept me inside.
And I still, to this day, I believe Mother Goose may have taken him.
So, check out this comment here that Rich says there, Justin. So, you're in for a treat. He's the Johnny Goble of the cop impersonation.
Wow.
So,
2 people I know nothing about.
So, well, we'll have to, I know nothing about. So, this is a little, I've got several videos here, Justin. So,
don't show the ones of me and you naked. Let's do the ones.
First one is an introduction, and let's see here. And Rich is getting out of here. So,
see you, buddy.
Good night, Rich. Thank you very much for joining us. And we're, like to have Rich on sometime. So, let's go to the video. Now, this first one is like an introduction to him. So, and then the others are him in action. Now, he was on Dr. Phil as well. So, let's see. This should be coming up. Yes. For some reason, my connection's a little bit slow. I'll apologize if it's just a second. Well,
Jeremy DeWitt.
Wait 1 second here. Let me pause this. So okay, there it goes. Let's see, back it up just a little bit, and here we go.
We kick things off in Orange County, Florida, where the defendant is making his second appearance here on court cam. Jeremy DeWitt. Did I say that right? Yes, sir. 41-year-old Jeremy DeWitt is charged with carrying a concealed weapon. The Orange County Sheriff's Office is very familiar with DeWitt.
Oh, God, not him again. It's Jeremy.
Since DeWitt's been arrested several times in the past and convicted once for impersonating a police officer.
What are you doing?
What the f it look like I'm doing, dumb? Get the f over before you find out. Stop pretending you're a police officer.
DeWitt runs a security company that provides escort service during funeral processions. But he has a long history of using this business to drive recklessly through traffic, block intersections,
Go past me! Go past me!
and confront other drivers when he believes they're disrupting his services.
Hey! Pull over! Pull over!
Police eventually caught up with DeWitt, and he was charged in 2 different counties with impersonating an officer and failing to register as a sex offender. He was released on bond. And that's when police catch up with him again, 10 months later. A deputy stops him along with one of his employees when he sees DeWitt carrying what appears to be a firearm.
Don't reach for that firearm. Walk away from your bike. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Go down to your knees. Do not reach for that firearm. You're being secure because you're openly carrying a firearm. What? You're openly carrying a firearm.
It's illegal to openly carry a firearm in Florida, and after he's placed in cuffs, the deputy tries to remove DeWitt's helmet, which the faux police officer does not appreciate.
What are you yanking my helmet off? I'm trying to identify you because I can't see you. You're trying to identify me?
When DeWitt learns why he's being arrested, he goes ballistic.
Carrying a pepper ball, you already know that. I do not know that. That is a firearm. That is a firearm right now. All right, Jeremy, you're being arrested for carrying a concealed weapon. Concealed? It was in plain view. That's not plain view. That's concealed. That holster's concealed. What are you talking about?
DeWitt is furious with police, and there seems to be only one thing on his mind.
Give me a lieutenant. Give me a lieutenant. It was in plain view. It's in plain view. Give me a lieutenant. Sit down. Sit down and be quiet. Where's the lieutenant? Where's the lieutenant? Where's the lieutenant?
But the real police don't take kindly to his demands.
Give me a lieutenant. This is not right. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? I'm a deputy. I'm not an officer. You don't tell me what to do. I understand. Stop yelling at me, and I'm going to stop yelling at you. Do not yell. Do not raise your voice at me. Yes, sir. Do you understand? I understand. You've already asked the sergeant for a lieutenant. You don't get to pick and choose who comes to the traffic stop.
DeWitt's taken to the station and officially charged with carrying a concealed weapon. But when it's later determined it was just an unloaded pepper ball gun.
This online identifies as a Glock, basically a Glock replica. Can you show me on here anywhere, I mean, I don't know why you'd have a light on a less lethal, but can you show me anywhere on here where it gives anybody the idea that this is not a firearm, that it's a less lethal?
I can't answer that. I don't make those. But you know they're less lethal.
No, I'm asking. If I saw this, I wouldn't know that.
That's where you're. But you can say that for somebody else.
Okay.
How's it going, sir?
Good. How are you?
The charges are dropped.
Wherever you want to go. Do you need a ride? Where can I take you? Isn't it amazing how nice you guys are when you screw up? Thank you. Let's go. Come on.
But DeWitt's far from being out of the woods. Because of this recent arrest, his current bond is revoked. So DeWitt goes before the judge to clarify the situation.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I was on bond. They revoked my bond with a new charge, but that charge was dropped.
He has approximately 10 or 11 other cases that he's currently incarcerated.
Oh, you got a bunch of different cases that are keeping you. Right.
DeWitt's eventually set free with his bond back in place, but will still stand trial for impersonating a police officer, and if found guilty, he could be looking at 5 years in prison.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day. Yep.
And let's see, that is all of the clip. Let me bring myself back in here.
Dude, like, first of all, Bolin hit the nail right on the head. That's no different than a 5-foot lifted truck with a set of balls in the back. When God gives you a small penis, you have to make up for it somehow. And this guy's is packing fake guns and pulling people. That's dangerous. You know from your previous life.
Dude, dangerous. You have not seen anything yet, my friend. So you have not seen anything yet. Before I get on to the next video, I want to go back up here really quick and check out little leg days comment there. Justin, read that if you don't care.
Goose, earlier I heard y'all mention the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock slap, but did y'all know it was just a remake of a scene from an older, low budget movie?
I did not know that, but I knew there was a lot of stuff that we did not know about it.
I'd seen the video. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but I seen the video talking about that. Like, and there was a couple, not just that, there was another one where they were talking about like, I know the one in particular he's talking about because they showed them side by side, like that scene from that, and then the slap.
So now, see, I have not saw that, but you know, I need to definitely check that out. So, well, what did you think about your introduction to Mr. DeWitt? Because, like I said, I have, you know, now the rest of the clips are around 35, 45 seconds or so.
Like. So. I hate it for people that's had to deal with him, because if you're a civilian having to deal with him, I assume that, you know, that's not a cool feeling to run in. And I feel bad for the cops. Like, this is a dude that probably should have been shot numerous times and wasn't. So he's very fortunate that they're very good cops doing their job and being responsible, because just, you know, he's obviously an idiot, but barring all the inconvenience he places on other people, I enjoy watching the moron so far. To be honest with you.
Well, now, before I start this next video, he has also been on give me 1 second here. Let me pause that. He has also been on WWE Raw as a EMT paramedic.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I started to pull that clip, but I figured that we would get you know, pulled if I added that clip in here. So I didn't do that. So what is them DeWitt? Just probably be a cop. He had plans to, but he got arrested. That's an excellent question.
He actually
have an answer to that. So he got arrested the first time in the early 2000s. In 2001, he was charged with impersonating a police officer. Because he ran off without paying for $15 in gas. And when they caught up with him, he said he was a police officer. He was not. So that done him in from, you know, becoming an actual police officer. And then in, let's see, 2003, or 2005, he had relations with an underage girl. So that is why he is not a police officer. Now, the Dr. Phil episode that he's on, definitely check that out. I mean, definitely. Because it is like, you know, Dr. Phil rips him a new one. So, here is this clip. So, watch this. Now, this is him in action. Actual funeral going on. He is leading the way, you know, yada, yada. Evidently, there's big money in this in Florida. So, and also I want to mention that he has stolen valor as well, because he pretended to be an army soldier, dressed up in the full gear. I think he pretended to be an army ranger.
He's doubling down on them.
Oh yeah, but here's this clip.
Hey, what's your problem?
He looked at me and waved me on.
Sit tight.
Yeah, no shit.
Go, Dylan.
Stop.
Hey! What are you fucking doing? Stop!
No,
yeah, the black Toyota Tacoma, I don't know where he went.
Now, this is how he drives.
You okay there? You okay? No, I hit my foot on your car because you fucking wouldn't stop.
Oh, he kicked out his car.
Dude, how important do you need to feel in life?
Dude,
there has to be a mental aspect. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be some sort of mental illness to that. There really does.
Now, here's like a funny part. He would probably have not been in as much trouble if he did not have body cams, because they went back and reviewed all of his body cams and saw all of the stupid bullshit that he'd done. And that's what got him in trouble for impersonating a police officer.
He's a level of stupid that's hard to explain.
Oh yeah, big time. No, here's another one that's pretty good. Okay, now this one was taken just a few years ago when he got out of jail. I think maybe the first time. So he's in Daytona Beach. You know, there's a NASCAR event going on. He's doing personal protection for someone, and this officer comes up to him. Now listen to what he tells her. Listen to this. Okay. Hit it. There we go. Got problems back here on mine this morning. I apologize. Just hang tight.
M said in Oklahoma, the cops do the funerals. They do here in the local area where we live too, or a constable sometimes, depending on like the county Goose is from, and I still live in, is really small and rural. So a lot of times you will get a sheriff's department or at least a constable doing it.
Yeah, I'll click on those comments in just a minute. Okay.
We're Metro State.
Metro from where?
From Orlando.
Okay. They were saying you were a private security system.
No, we're a state service. State agency service.
Okay. They were saying that you were a private service. They weren't saying that you were sworn law enforcement. That's why.
Okay.
Someone earlier, that's why we were.
That's a little bit low. Apologize.
No problem.
So they didn't know.
Not a problem.
They couldn't tell. So they said that you were security system.
We're not.
So basically what he done there is he lied to this, sergeant with
like openly too. He's not even hesitating.
Yeah, with Daytona Beach PD, and told her, he was now he is a state agency, but he's a private. So I mean, and he's not a security company. That's splitting hairs. She comes back later and actually takes him to jail, and or maybe she gives him a good tongue lashing and runs him out of town.
It's like, but he no hesitation. He openly lied, straight up. I'm full of shit. Here I go. I don't know, dude. Now, Bolin, in fairness, I've never done that. So, and I don't impersonate cops. So that one may be a bit of a stretch.
Let's see here. So we got another clip. Let me hit the present button. Hopefully I'm not glitching back here on my end or anything.
Something really good. Like that one had some trouble starting, but you were fine while it was trying to start.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, the picture too. Like it's a good picture.
And all these little short clips I'm showing, this is someone, this is where he's like cussing out people for no reason.
And this is a good time to say, if you're listening via a podcast,
get out of the way now, asshole! I got a black F-150.
It's got music in it, so hopefully, let's see. All right, here it comes. So.
Piece of shit boy! Motherfucker boy! Over here. Get out of the way now, asshole! I got a black F-150. He just tried to run me over. Hey!
Watch this.
Stop your car! You're committing assault right now! Stop your car!
Recording.
Hey!
Get out of the way! Move your
beating on that car.
Get your fucking car out of the way now!
Dude,
hey, what's your problem?
He looked at me and waved me on. Stop turning your police
What was that now?
Listen, motherfucker. Get out of the fucking way now! Move your bike to the side, or I'm gonna take you down myself! Stop! No, I hit my foot on your car because you fucking wouldn't stop. Get out your fucking car, let's go! Let's go, come on! Boy, get out! I'm calling you out, bitch!
I'm not impersonating a law enforcement officer.
Oh, that's what his uniform looks like. He's not
impersonating
a
medals for. Look at the little medal down on it. Like I wonder, like his mom give him that. Like that's it's a participation trophy for guys that can't be cops.
Dude, I have no idea, but there was a guy that I used to work with that would buy his own medals and put them on a uniform.
I'm going to start right now. As of right now,
I mean, I am serious.
I'm serious too.
Without going into graphic detail, I've done something and he'd come up at the tail end of it and, we help somebody, basically live and so forth. And so, we were given these little plaque things by the city. And he bought a medal. Well, he actually bought 2 because he bought 1 for me too. And then he told me when he gave it to me that it was only $6 on eBay. And I'm like, dude, I don't want that. He's like, no, seriously. I'm like, no, I'm not giving you $6 for that. But he had all kinds of medals on his, like, like the picture of Jeremy there, that's a Class A uniform shirt with all the, the shiny buttons and the badge and all that stuff. And he would wear his on that. Now, that's fine if that's what your agency does. In our area, you're only, supposed to wear those if you have like the actual, the formal like suit jacket where you have the badge, and that's the only time you're supposed to wear them. But he would wear this shit all the time. And so.
Well, yeah, I'm on, I can't plead the fifth. Like I'm guilty of a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. What, buying medals and wearing them?
Fake medals and uniforms and stuff. Because when I was 6, 7 years old, I wanted to be a cop. So as a child, I dressed as a cop. The difference was, as I got older, the family and the friends I had that were in law enforcement, I realized that I was not cut out to be a cop.
Right.
And there's some bad ones out there, but there's some really good ones. And I have a lot of respect for the profession.
Definitely.
But I'll tell you what I have more respect for, because I'm selfish and I'm human, is my own life. And how that guy's not been shot or beat down yet is beyond me. And if it happens, this is usually that point when people finally get to know me and they go, he's a horrible human being. If he gets hurt really, really bad, I will have zero sympathy. I'll go, that adds up. It should have probably happened earlier. I don't want it to happen. I'm not wishing it upon him. I'm not saying go do it. I'm just saying if it did happen, I'd be like, because it's obvious, and I hope he never does. But it's one of those things when you see it.
I hope he gets his ass beat.
I definitely hope he gets his ass kicked.
Now in this one right here, I'm not sure if it was New York or Chicago. It was either one of those cities. He was like throwing shit off a balcony, and when they come there, he's into it with somebody over a parking spot, and he tells them, he's like law enforcement in Florida, or he's with a state agency in Florida, and they load his ass up and take him to jail.
There's some confidence there, though. Like there's some entitlement and some confidence.
I don't know about confidence.
Well, maybe there's an insecurity, but there's some entitlement there. He thinks he is entitled to.
Well, there's something there.
Yeah, there's something besides stupid. I mean, there's a level of stupid, but there's something else mixed in with it.
Now, this one, I can't remember what this one is coming up here. I think this is the one maybe where he gets. Okay, yeah, I think this is the one where he gets roped by a. Yes. Now, see, look at his car, Metro State.
I would have swore that was a cop
black
car.
And white.
I would have swore that was a cop car from the back.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that is what you would think. So,
remind me, I've got a story about that locally.
Okay.
The back of that her mirror clipped. You can see where her mirror hit here and pulled this light and broke that right there.
No, this is the car wreck. No, that's his car, Metro State.
We just sit here and act as if. You act as if.
Yeah, I got the call logs. I was talking about the FHP dispatch log. I'm getting it for Mike. No, I was getting it for Mike.
Yeah, the car log from FHP, if you can.
Yeah. All right, no problem. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Got a spotlight?
What I can do is I can download it and get it to you. Do you have an email? Well, I can't email it to you because it will be too much.
Now, this is an actual officer here that's sitting in the car.
Back in the car? In one of the cars or no?
No.
So, I mean, but you would think, he is a real.
Well, he's worked on the scam a lot.
Well, you've got the ASP, he has that on his belt. It showed a handcuff case with handcuffs. The pepper ball gun that looks real. It looks like a Glock. And
that's what's going to get him hurt.
Gloves. He had, I don't know if you noticed in that one clip, but he had the gloves with the field knuckles. You use those to, I mean, you're technically supposed to use those is if you have someone trapped in a car, you can like punch the window out or whatever, but he's got all that stuff. There was one clip that I don't have it here, but he was running out of gas at one of the funerals they were working, and he pulls into this gas station, and he opens up his wallet, and the guy zooms in on it. There's his Metro State wallet badge, and seriously, you know, and it's like Unit 1. So and it looks like an LAPD badge, you know. So, but I mean, he is just, you know,
we had that happen. We had that happen locally. Yeah.
Did we really?
Not to that degree, obviously. And I'd have to tell you
try not to give the name away, but
I'm not going to at all.
Please share the story with us.
It'd be hard to I don't know what the implications are. So I can tell you off air, and you'll probably know more what I'm talking about. But I belong to a certain, I guess you call it civic organization, or you know, we do, you know what I mean? You know, I'm talking about what I used to belong to. That
yes, sir.
You know, we would get calls occasionally,
right?
And there was somebody that come and join with us, and they had an old cop car. They never repainted, you know, black and white, looked kind of like a county car. They packed a gun, hip, side. They had a shirt that had like a badge on it. So it was just kind of hard to tell what they were doing. And they had joined our group. I guess they'd been asked to leave another group. We didn't know that. Right. We needed help. So in the beginning, it started out as that. Like they were a lot of times confused for law enforcement. And somebody said something to them, and they, you know, I'd talk to this person like, yeah, we had to address it because it become a problem. Then they had to leave our group because, you know, it's real bad. Like, it's not a bad thing if you come up on an incident and you're trying to help, you know, get out and call it in, call 911 and call it in and stuff or whatever. But, you know, it didn't matter where it happened in the county. They were working traffic. They were, you know, whatever the case may be, they were always involved with the situation. And I noticed later on, they made some modifications to their car. Color scheme is what probably they were told, I guess, basically they needed to do something with this car, and they did make some modifications. And I've not heard anything about that since then. And as far as meeting the person and talking to them, I liked them. Not a bad, you know, not a bad person at all. Poland, you're not supposed to tell that, but you know, but it was nowhere to this level. I've never seen or heard anything to the level of this guy that you've showed me so far.
You know, that, I mean, think about how dangerous that could be, though. I mean, you know, you're there, someone needing help, and they run up to you, and you can't do shit, you know.
Yeah. What shooter situation? What, you know, that would be the type of thing, a robbery, something. You pull a pepper spray ball out and somebody's in the middle of a robbery or somebody's in the middle of a shooting. You're going to get, like, for his own sake, he's going to get hurt, but he's also putting other people at risk. He's giving them this false sense of security when they shouldn't have it, you know, like it's dangerous for him, but it's also dangerous for other people. But I mean, it's like to me, the video of him yelling and screaming at people and then talking to these cops so confidently, there's definitely a mental issue there. Like, to be that confident in that, like, oh, I can do what I want to do. Like, I'm just like you guys. I'm the same exact thing. You know, that's like me walking on an adult film set and going, I'm exactly like you guys until we take our pants down. He's exactly like those cops until it comes to credentials. He's not, and I'm not. So I don't pretend I'm something I'm not.
Oh, here's the last here's the last video, a little short here. Let me pull it up, and then I'll tell you about the last time that he or one of the last times that he got arrested. But there's like tons and tons of footage on the internet with him. I mean, just, you know, he has a big skank in Tampa.
Go, Dylan. Hey! What are you fucking doing? Stop!
Okay, now there's the minivan. That was in another one. I think this is the one that he actually pulls the guy over.
The black Toyota Tacoma. I don't know where he went.
I don't know if I had this one or not. Shit, I mean, hell, they were convenient, you know. But this, okay.
You okay there?
No, that was that one. So
you okay?
This is like
no. I hit my foot on your car because he wouldn't stop.
Look at his gloves. He's got the padded knuckles.
You know,
that he kicked his foot on the car because he would not stop.
Well, you got to respect his authority.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the problem. The problem's the guy in the minivan. Respect his authority.
Exactly. I am surprised on that as well. Now,
I bet you money.
When he gets out of jail, and if he builds his business back up, I would say he may do that because those weren't really popular until the last few years, and he's been out of service since then. So
I'd say he can't get hard without one of them on. If I was betting.
Oh, yeah.
Zero erections without one of them on.
So now I had not heard that him. I had heard that the other stuff, the impersonation, and the
it adds up. It's clearly there.
Yeah, well, in one of the clips, this was the first time I think that he got not the first time. This was after his Dr. Phil appearance. He was arrested and sentenced to 18 months for driving on suspended license with 4 years probation. And on this one, he calls his mom, and this is on body cam. He's telling his mom, or no, it is recorded from the jail. I'm sorry. There's so much of him, out there. I mean, hell,
to keep it straight.
Yeah. I mean, there's enough shit on the internet about him to arrest. I mean, for the next 50 years, we could throw up a video every single day and talk about it and never put a dent in it. But he's telling his mom, he's like, get the family together, get some money, get me out of here. He's like, call the family. And she's like, Jeremy, who do you want me to call? We don't have any family. We don't have any money. And he he's real, just real hateful and aggressive with his mom.
Well, he had a warrant to serve that day, and he can't do that from jail. His mom should have understood.
Now, he did get out of jail last August, and he had rented a house, and he'd been raising hell, and he was arrested again on November 29th, 2022. And he told news reporters that he was arrested for not shutting down a YouTube channel that he had, which someone had hacked and he lost control over, so he could not shut it down. But then the sheriff's office came back and said the real reason is that he violated his probation. So I guess I don't remember how much of the 18 months he served or the 4 years probation. He's got a few years still to serve, but I read briefly that the state attorney general in Florida are trying to come up with other charges on him for financial fraud and so forth. So if that goes through, then you're looking at he's going to be locked up for some serious time. So
if he wanted to go next level, he needs to impersonate the prison guards while he's in jail. That to me, if he just took his prison jumpsuit, took some shoe polish and made it look like a guard uniform, and just without giving up, impersonate, beat on prisoners and everything. Right. Then at that point, I'd go, maybe this guy's a comic genius instead of a freaking lunatic.
Oh, he is not a comic genius.
No,
now the video on him with in Tampa, he actually parks in police parking, and he blocks this other a business or something, and the guy that owns the business calls the police, and there's a big fiasco, before they get there, and he basically tells them it's all BS and yada yada, and but he actually had the audacity to park in police parking, and for some reason it was I don't even remember. I mean, because like I said, I've saw so many videos of him. They all run together after a while, but just could you imagine going on vacation down there? Because he lives in the Orlando area. What would you do if you come up on him and he started beating on your hood and stuff?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's where the danger, and that's where a lot of the issue comes in. I'm not from there. I'm not familiar with their vehicles or uniforms. I don't have the knowledge that you do. So at first, I'm probably, let me give people some advice. And I know a lot of people disagree with this. You may disagree with this. If a cop comes up to me and says, roll down your window, I'm going to roll it all the way down. If they say, give me your ID, I'm going to give them their ID. I don't do things wrong, so I don't worry about those situations.
Right.
So if this guy come up, yes. Now, if he's beating on my vehicle, yeah, I'm going to record it. There's no doubt about that. If I find out he's not a cop, probably gonna punch him in the dick. And I'm dead serious. Like there's certain amounts of things you can let slide, but at that point, if I figure out that this guy's impersonating a cop, I know that when the cops come up, they're not going to be super mad that I punched him in the dick. So I'm going to punch him in the dick.
You know, and you know, you're exactly right. I think it would. I mean, Metro State. Honestly, I mean, you know, I would be trying to read that stuff to see what it says.
Don't sound for me like that. Doesn't sound like like those two things don't go together. Metro would indicate that it's a city a law enforcement group, and then state, obviously, that's a state law enforcement group. So the two together, sense.
Well, you know, he's all right. You give a scenario of getting pulled over. Let me ask your opinion on this. If you were a woman and it was late at night and you were in, and based on the way things are today, and everybody watching, please comment and let us know what you would do in this situation. And it was in a dark, unlit area. Would you slow down, turn your hazard lights on, call 911 and be like, hey, I'm so-and-so, there's a cop behind me, you know, there's lights on, you know, I'm at, you know, this place, you know, can you please tell him that I'm going to turn off as soon as we're in a well-lit area? Would you do that, or would you immediately pull off?
Well, I've told my wife and them that
in today's world,
I've told my wife and them that before, call 911. Like, I mean, I'm talking because we live in a very rural area.
Right.
You're in a spot where there's nothing. Call 911 and say, hey, you know, can you get communication to this officer? I'm here at this place, blah, blah, blah. And a good cop's not going to mind that.
No, they're not going to care at all.
But, you know, if you contact 911 and then 911 says, yeah, we've contacted them, no big deal, and they continue to get aggressive, then more than likely you've not got a cop behind you. The sad thing is we're at a point to where cops have to be on such a guard and people have to be on such a guard that, you know, you'll get violent encounters between the two. And like, you know, that's not a situation, but you know, you say to do it in today's time, that's something, you know, since the advent of cell phones, people should have been doing.
Right.
But also as a cop, like for their own safety, they shouldn't be trying to pull somebody over in there. And I think that needs to be a procedural change on their part. Just for that reason, make it safer on the community, but also make it safer on themselves. Because, you know, a lot of cops, if they get ambushed, a good place to ambush them is going to be a rural area, not well lit and stuff like that.
Right. Well, you know, I would recommend for anyone listening right now, listening to the podcast or watching a replay of this, I would recommend if you find yourself in that situation, you know, even if you're a man, you know, because you could have 4 or 5 people in the car, you know, and you can get red and blue lights easy. You know, you can order those off eBay that plugs into a cigarette lighter.
People use them all the time and they're not supposed to.
Yeah. And, well, we've got some of that over here as well. But, you know, I would recommend slowing down, turning your hazard lights on, you know, and calling 911, telling them your name, where you're at. And, you know, there's somebody behind you with, you know, blue lights, and you think you're getting pulled over. Can they radio and tell the officer that you're going to pull over, you know, as soon as you're in a well-lit area? That way the officer does not think you're running from them, because don't assume just because you turn your hazard lights on that they'll understand that, because I've seen a few videos where, you know, they go ballistic because they do that, even though in one state, that's what it says to do, you know, to turn the hazard lights on, slow down, go to a well-lit area. And this poor pregnant lady is pit maneuvered. And
that's what I was about to ask. If you'd seen the pit maneuver video.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But,
you know,
I'll tell you right now, that cop that did that really is no different than this DeWitt guy. It's a power trip. It's a power trip. It's
exactly.
Look, it's not real big, but if you let me beat you with it enough, you might feel it.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
And you know, and then you get some people that just stop right in the road. I've had that happen to me a lot. You know,
stop in the median. Like, is that an accepted thing? On the way to the studio one day, down, you know, where they would have campers and stuff.
Yeah.
Right there in that median, I seen somebody pulled over there. Like, is that even acceptable?
I wouldn't do it. You know, I've always either got on my PA and yelled and told them to pull up, you know, to the next wide spot, or, you know, opened the car door up and stood out and yelled, you know, hey, pull up out of the road, you know, the next time you can, you know, because you get rear-ended and ass in, that, you know, that's your fault, you know. It's today's world's funny though. It really is. Do you want to take a quick break and we'll come back? And I think the KFC is open now. If you want to make a call,
yeah, I got
and I
got
you
to
have pee. Okay, yeah. See, that's why. As usual,
look for people. One thing though, for really, if you do listen, if you're new to this and you're catching it on YouTube, that's I really believe it may be the best way to listen to it. But if you're listening to this audio wise, today's one of those shows where you really need to go back and catch the video. We had tons of clips. Goose had clip on top of, and it adds so much to the show. You get to see the interaction with the people. You know, he pops up different comments and stuff here and there, and it really adds to the show. It's one of those shows that can be listened to either way as a whole. But you know, a show like today, it makes a difference, and we want you to listen both ways. So we'd love it if you listened on every platform 3 times every week. But you obviously, you know, we don't expect you to do that. But today's definitely one that's worth taking the time to do the video version.
Exactly. And when we come back, we're going to have a prank call from Justin. We'll close everything out, do some plugs and stuff. Maybe drop the link one more time in case somebody wants to come on. And then after we say our end, there'll be a video coming up and then some stuff at the end there. So there you go. Laughing with your little hand. Be sure to mute your mic.
It's Boland's. Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum 2.0 with Goose and Justin. We're back. You didn't expect it that quick, did you?
No, I was not ready.
Oh yeah, got my GTA photo up there that Bolin likes.
Bye, Matt. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, definitely appreciate that, brother. Now, why did you call him Matt?
I don't, that is weird, isn't it? Like, I don't wonder if my mind just because I don't know this dude and I seen the M. I don't know.
Well, I started to ask you, did you know who he was? So,
no, I don't have a clue. Oh, man.
Oh, let's see. Let's catch up on Bolin's comment there. Yeah, let's see. And then we got, hey, Tyler. Thank you for joining us this morning, brother. We've caught my mom and Justin harassed her. As you can see, he's got the little hands going. We've been talking about Jeremy DeWitt and some of his shenanigans. We just come back from break because Justin's got a baby bladder.
And not all heroes wear capes.
What?
So not all heroes wear capes, but Jeremy, I'm sure he probably has a cape somewhere.
Who the hell did you call him? Oh, you're talking about Jeremy DeWitt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Drop the link there again. We don't normally, where we've just started doing this with myself and Justin, we're getting a slow build, which I love, because, I think it's great. And so there's a link if anybody wants to join us. Now, for people that's still on here, we're going to call KFC. What should Justin say to these people when he calls them? Do you have any ideas, Justin, as to what you may say?
Yeah, I'm looking for the Colonel, and he owes me some money.
Okay,
that's my recipe.
Okay, now that's actually pretty good. But if anybody's watching right now, please just type out what you think Justin should say when these people at KFC answer. Now, do you want me to use the Here to Chew Bubblegum phone number or the Static and Noise phone number?
Don't matter, whichever one you want.
Makes no difference to me. So
don't matter to me.
Let's no difference.
In case they call back next week, let's give them Here to Chew Bubblegum.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Let me put this number here. Nobody's put in anything what to say. Now, if they do, try to read it there, or I'll break in and act it out. Hell, I may join you on this one as well, like I did when we called the funeral home. So let's okay, using the Here to Chew Bubblegum. Again, this is KFC. Justin is calling. Hey, Christy.
They were calling KFC. Can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. This is Jeremy DeWitt with steak chicken, and I need to talk to the Colonel.
Okay. But he's not here right now. Sorry.
Well, now, ma'am, this feller's been dodging me for 6 months. Look, my mommy owned at least half of that recipe. 6 of them original spices was ours. And I want my money.
Okay. Well, when I see him, I'll tell him.
Well, now, does he come in there often?
No, he stays gone somewhere.
Look, I'm an admiral. I'm not a colonel. He can't ignore me for long. Now, you seem like a lovely, lovely lady, and I'd like to talk to you more later on, but right now, I really need to talk to the Colonel.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Ma'am, is he hard to work for? I mean, a fella that don't show up and don't do his job, that ain't never there, I don't understand how he could possibly be a good employer.
Yeah, he hires somebody to do it for him since, he has money.
Well, I know that he has money. You know how he's got money? Because he took it from my family. Because 6 of them herbs and spices my mommy came up with. Not his
you
mommy.
get hateful with that lady, Doodle.
Mommy, I'm going to tell you right now. It's just done. I'm tired of this.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. He's a little bit special.
Mommy,
he done the same thing with Lee's. You have a good day, ma'am.
Mommy, you ruin everything. Everything I want to do. Mommy, I just want to be a man.
She was laughing. Did you hear a giggle at the end when I said she done the same thing with Elise?
Her day must be really boring that she wanted to talk to us.
Yeah. I'm surprised. But let's see how
I didn't
long
think it was gonna last that long.
No, I didn't either. Let's see how long we kept her on the line there. You were on with her a little bit, like 1 minute and 4 seconds. So I'm surprised she didn't tell you he was dead.
She didn't want to let out the secret.
So he done the same thing. He called Lee's. So that one was good. I like that one. That was a good one. Oh, but we're going to wrap everything up. If you're watching live, I want to thank everyone for tuning in this morning. Thank you guys very much. Be sure you can shoot us an email if you want to, or you can call and leave us a voicemail. We will play that on the show. The email is here to chewbubblegum@yahoo.com, or you can call, text, or leave a voicemail 606-373-3396. And be sure to check out our producer Lucy's Etsy site, and you can find that at etsy.com/shop/LNN crafts and things. It's right there on the screen. Be sure to check it out. Again, I want to thank everyone. What's that?
I said, check us out on multiple platforms. And when you do, like, subscribe, leave comments, whatever.
Tyler, have a good one, brother. Thank you very much for dropping in. If you're watching replay, I want to thank everyone as well. The audio podcast version will be up at 4 p.m. on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, Google Podcast, anywhere you find top quality podcast. Be sure to check it out. And if you love podcasts and you love science and you love people named Luke and with their last name Fugit, be sure to check out Scientific Fugacity with our friend Luke Fugit. You can find that on Spotify and on some other places. Really, really great show. And as always, special thanks to the lovely Lucy, our producer, for helping us out. I guess we'll play the closing music. Can we go ahead and hit the closing music? We do have a video coming up from a local band in our area. Now, this is what? It's an older video, but it is kick-ass, and we're going to play it here in just a moment. The band is Stitch Rivet, and the name of the song is Frankenstein. So, there we go. I want to thank everyone for joining us this week. And remember, we all have a voice, and together we can change the world. We'll see you next week. Have a great week, everyone.
Don't suck. Be good to people.
One day I'm up, the next I'm down. You got my head spin around and round. Too much confusion, no one to blame.
Your systems are offline.
You've been listening to Here to Chew Bubblegum 2.0. Be sure to tune in next week.
fight with all our might, but that's a life. Always, forever and always. We're through time, we're not down, together, always. We're saying goodbye with all our might, but that's a life. Frankenstein, always. With my mind, from death you'll rise forever, always. Let me die.